Guys, I'm back on YouTube and searching on my computer as I usually do. And I'm watching videos, right? I'm trying to straighten up my house. And then I come across a video recommended. And the title of the video is Black Men Want Everything But Provide Nothing. I said, that's interesting. Who could that video be from? Well, you won't be surprised that video is from one Cynthia G. Everybody knows who Cynthia G is in Black YouTube, very popular. Me and her had some back and forth statements before. And this is not a video going back and forth with her. This is an intellectual response to the video. And like it or not, Cynthia G makes some interesting points, some that I cannot defer or disagree with. I have to concede on some of the points. You do have those black men who complain and want everything. True. You do have those black men who are not working to build a lot of stuff, right? As a unit, we can be a little bit weak, right? There's no doubt about that. There's some things that she's saying you can't get around. Black men want to just pick on black women for their lack of growth or blaming black women for everything. That's true. You have that going on. Same thing with white supremacy. You have black men that do that. We all know brothers who do all the things that she mentioned. And she mentioned some other things. I'll put the video there in the comments and pin to the top. But she talks about that black men are always complaining about white men who black women are listening to, right? Black men are always saying, well, the white man can get black women to do this and that, but the black man can't. And Cynthia G brought out a point that these white men are providing for their women. Like black men don't provide anything. A black woman can't go get a job from a black man. He don't have no corporations. He don't have businesses. So of course that black woman is going to be supporting that black man or that white man. She's going to look up to him, right? Because he's a provider. Black men usually don't have those things. Now, good argument, Cynthia. I will agree with you. But here's the problem. We have a history in the United States called slavery. We have another history called segregation that happened post-slavery. And see, how can we tell the future is we can go back and look at the past, right? What is segregation, Cynthia, and those who know her? Segregation was a time where black people and white people could not live amongst each other, right? We were not allowed to eat at certain restaurants or share the same toilets. Blacks were over here, whites were over there, meaning that if you lived in a black community, you had to shop black. Ever heard of Black Wall Street, Cynthia? Ever heard of those black businesses that guys talk about a lot? Of course you've heard of those places, right? So what does that mean? There was a documented time where black men had to have corporations. There were black taxis, black corporations. You have to have black schools, right? Many times these things were started by black men. Now, here's the situation. We do understand that there were black public schools, i.e. Texas Southern, i.e. Alabama and A&M, i.e. Southern University. We get that. But the private schools, Morehouse, Spelman, a lot of those schools were started either by white folks, in certain cases like Howard, but black men. Tuskegee, right? Now we're going to come to a situation, Cynthia, when black men were providing their businesses, their homes, their things for their black wives. Do you know what happened? And I'm going to tell you what every black man knows. See, it wasn't that black men weren't providing or couldn't provide. It's the fact that black men were not providing at the same level that white folks were providing, that the white man was doing it, right? And this is what I call Miss Ann syndrome. And let me explain what I mean. My grandma always tell me that in the South, you would have a lot of women that were maids. And what they would do is they would go to the other side of the town and work for Miss Ann, the white lady, and they would see how big her house was and how nice her house was. and she would then come back to where she lived in black communities and be almost pissed off at her husband because he didn't have the same thing that the white people didn't have. And that created some animosity between black men and black women. Here's the issue, Cynthia, and here's the question of the day. It's not that black men are not providing, right? The question has always been, are black men providing the same exact things that white men are providing? And the thing about it is, when black men were providing and doing the things you're talking about, it wasn't enough. Let's forget about there were no magazines that black women were made to look good upon. You have brothers go out and start Ebony, Jet, build black churches for black communities, women and children, build black schools. The problem is that when black men do these things on the level, what black women look at and say, it's not enough. It's not what the white folks can give me. And let me tell you, this is a black problem all around, not just with black women. Instead of trying to stick together and build up communities and build up things, it's just not, I want what the white woman has. I want what the white man has. And ultimately, this led black women to participate in what? Feminism. It wasn't that black men were, holding black women back. Black men couldn't hold them back. Right? But it's all about, I'm not getting what I think I deserve. So again, Cynthia, it goes back to this. What is the incentive for many brothers out there to go out there, build their backs? Let me build up black communities, let me build up these things and give it to our women. When eventually at the end of the day, what are the women going to say? Well, damn, it's not what the white man can give me. And we know that this is true because historically we've seen that. That's what's happened. A lot of black women have Miss Ann syndrome. I want what Miss Ann got. Miss Ann could have nothing. Miss Ann could be in debt. Okay? White families could be in debt, but I want what she has. And see, the thing about it is, what a lot of women don't understand, a lot of black folks don't understand, it's going to take us a while to get up to that. You have to build those things up. And unfortunately, what I think, not all black women, but we went through a situation here in America where you had a lot of black women who secretly wanted what white women were getting and thought that black men weren't providing at the same level. Instead of realizing, you know what, let me stick with the brothers. Let's try to build it up. I could work with him. We could do this and get that. Things are getting better. I don't think that happened in the black community. So now you're talking about black men don't provide. The next thing it would be, what are black men providing is not enough. Because you had times where brothers were building schools. Brothers were building businesses. Brothers were building churches. You had black men that were fighting. At the end of the day, in the civil rights, black men did all of that. Every right that black people have in this country right now, the right that you have to not get harassed and to be able to get school loans, who do you think did that? That was sparked by black men. Every civil liberty that any of you black people have on YouTube right now, black men put themselves on the line and started those movements. Now, the black women did help, but the bulk of that was from black men. And how did black men get thanked for it? Wasn't 5 or 6 years later to those same women were where? Partnering with the government. So again, if we're going to talk about this, we're going to talk about the biggest hypergamy in the world, which is the welfare state, feminism, and partnering with the government. And acting like, well, black men don't provide anything. Well, when they do, what happens? When they did, what happens? What happened? See, that's a question can nobody answer. What happened? When you had the group that had the most marriage after slavery, for the group that was doing a lot of stuff in Reconstruction to being the least married people, what happened? Miss Ann syndrome happened. And Miss Ann syndrome is going on today. A lot of the points I have to concede in the video, I won't argue those. But this one, nobody has an answer for. So before you hear saying that black men don't provide anything and won't do anything and all this stuff, if black men start doing stuff, will black women say, oh, but the white woman has this, I want this? And that's the whole big issue. The black family, it's not about black men and black women beef. And I'm going to say this real quick. It's not that. It's a black woman wanting to be the white woman beef. That's what it is. Whatever a lot of black women, they will not secretly admit this, but it's like when women go to the club. Women go to the club not to get guys. Women go to the club to compete with each other. And the biggest competition that's in America is what black women and white women. I want what she has. I want to be looked at like her. I want to be in the videos like her. I want to be in the movies like her. I want to be a beauty queen like her. All of these things, I want to be like her. I want what she has. And I'm sorry. That's something that black men can't help you with. We can't help the secret competition that you have with white women. I'm sorry. We just don't. Until black women, a lot of them, get over that, you can't do anything. Because secretly, it's like, oh, you're not giving me what she has. Oh, she got the white man. I want him. So, guys, what do you think? Check out her video. It's in the first comment. The Miss Ann syndrome of Black America is live and well. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.